Hello, guys. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. And today I am just here with the nature outside, uh, at home with the flip flop. Just gonna be reading it for you. I thought I will not be reading it today, but um, I think just the nature just attracted me. So it's quite bright and it's quite fresh. So let's thank God for the beautiful day that we are being given. It's bright and it's so fresh, and uh, I think I should show you this. So I thought of coming outside and reading it for you. So today I'll be reading Genesis 38 and 39. It is and I want you to stay till the end because in the end, if you want to see the surrounding, maybe I can show it to you, or if I have any thoughts you might not know. Just stay till the end so that you can get surprises. So here I'll start with Genesis 38, Judah and Tamar. It happened at this time that Judah left his brothers and went to stay with a man of Adullam by the name of Hira. There Judah saw the daughter of a Canaanite called Sua. He married her and slept with her. She conceived and gave birth to a son whom he called Ir. It's E-R. She conceived again and had a son called him Onan. And then she had a third son whom she called Selah. She was at Sizab when she gave birth to him. Judah got a wife for Ir, his firstborn son. Her name was Tamar, but Ir, Judah's firstborn, was wicked in the Lord's sight, and the Lord took his life. Then Judah said to Onan, "Lie with your brother's wife, and fulfill the duties of a brother-in-law. The child to be born will be the heir of your brother." But Onan knew the child would not be his, so whenever he slept with his brother's widow, he spilled the semen on the ground, lest he give an heir to his brother. What he did was displeasing to the Lord, who took his life as well. Then Judah said to his daughter-in-law Tamar, "Live as a widow in your father's house until Selah, my son, has grown up." For he was afraid that Selah, like his brother, might die. So Tamar went and lived in his father's house. Yeah. After a long time, the wife of Judah, Sia's daughter, died. When Judah's mourning period was over, he went up to Timnah to his sheep shearers with his friend Hira, the Adullamite. It happened that Tamar was told, "Your father-in-law is going up to Timnah to shear his sheep." She at once took off her widow's clothes, put on a veil, and wrapped herself fully, and sat down at the entrance of Enam, which is on the road to Timnah. For she knew that although Selah was a grown-up man, she had not been given to him in marriage. Judah saw her, and as her face was veiled, he took her for a prostitute. He went over to her on the roadside and said, "Allow me to sleep with you," for he did not know she was his daughter-in-law. She said, "What will you give me to sleep with you?" He said, "I will send you a kid from my flock," she replied. "Will you give me a pledge till you send it?" "What pledge shall I give you?" He said. She answered, "Give me your seal, your coat, and the staff in your hand." So he gave him to her and slept with her, and she became pregnant by him. Then she rose and left him, and taking off her veil, she put on her widow's clothes. When Judah sent the kid by his friend, the Adullamite, to cover the place from the women, he did not find her, so he questioned the local people, "Where is the prostitute who was by the road at Enam?" "There has been no prostitute here," they said. He returned to Judah and said, "I did not find her, and even the local people said that there was no prostitute there." Judah then said, "Let her keep it all for herself, lest the people finally laugh at her, at us. At least I sent her the kid, even if you did not find her." About 3 months later, Judah was told, "Tamar, your daughter-in-law, played the prostitute, and moreover, she is now with child." Judah said, "Bring her out and let her be burned." As they were bringing her out, she sent word to her father-in-law, "I have become pregnant by the man who owns these things. Find out to whom this shield, cord, and staff belong." Judah acknowledged them and said, "She is more righteous than I am, since I did not give her to my son Silah, and he had no further intercourse with her." When the time came for her to give birth, there was strain in her womb. And when she was giving birth, one of them put out his hand, and the midwife tied a scarlet thread around his wrist, saying, "This one is the firstborn." But he withdrew his hand, and his brother came out first, and she said, "What a reef you have made for yourself!" And he called Peraj. Then his brother with the scarlet thread on his wrist came out, and he was given the name Zerah. And Genesis, I hope the video is still working right. It's so sunny that I can't see anything. But I hope you are enjoying the nature background as well. So let me continue with Genesis 39. Joseph in the service of Potiphar. It's Potiphar. I'm sorry, sometimes my pronunciations are not right. Now Joseph was taken down to Egypt, and Potiphar, an officer of Pharaoh, commander of the guard, an Egyptian, bought him from the Ishmaelites who had brought him there. The Lord was with Joseph while he lived in the house of his master, the Egyptian, and everything went well with him. His master could see that God was with him, with Joseph, and everything worked well for him. So Joseph pleased his master, who made him overseer, it's Overseer, of his house and of all that he owned. And from the time he put him in charge of his household and all his possessions, God blessed the Egyptian's house because of Joseph. He blessed all that the Egyptian owned, his household and his land. The Egyptian left all he had in the care of Joseph, and with Joseph fully in charge, he concerned himself with nothing except the food that he ate. Now Joseph was a handsome man and well built. After some time, his master's wife, who had her eyes on him, said to him, "Sleep with me." But he refused and said to her, "With me in charge, my master has no concern about anything in the house, and has entrusted to me all that he has." He is no more master in this house than I am, and he has kept nothing from me except yourself, of course, because you are his wife. How then could I do such an evil thing and sin against God? Although day after day she kept on speaking to Joseph, he could not agree to sleep with her or give himself to her. It happened that one day, when he entered the house to attend to his duties, none of the domestic servants was in the house. Then Potiphar's wife caught hold of Joseph by his cloak, saying, "Come to bed with me." But Joseph left his cloak in his hands, in her hands, and ran out of the house. Seeing that he had left the cloak in her hands as he ran out of the house, she called her domestic servant and said, "Look, a Hebrew has been brought here to insult us. He came here to molest me." So I screamed, and when he heard me scream, he left his cloak with me and ran out of the house. Then she kept the cloak by her until the master came home. She then told him this story, that Hebrew slave of yours came to make sports of me. But when I screamed, he left his cloak with me and ran out of the house. Joseph in prison. When his master heard that what his wife had told him, "This is how your servant treated me," he blazed with anger. He took Joseph and put him in prison, where the king's prisoners were kept. But while Joseph was in prison, the Lord was with him and showed him kindness, so that he was well liked by the wardens of the prison. The warden put him in charge of all the prisoners and made him responsible for all that was done there. The warden did not interfere with anything that was under Joseph's care, because the Lord was with him and gave him success in everything he did. So let's do this for today. And thank you so much for watching till the end. And I don't